Happy Thursday. Good evening, everybody. And super excited to be on with everybody. We have a super awesome crowd. So many new faces, some sideline sister legs, and I'm super excited to have on our call tonight. I'm extremely excited. I've always loved you, Susanne. Always loved you. And you're a kindred spirit, you're a sweet spirit. You're just an awesome leader, I feel like, and have definitely paved the path of leadership and duplication for us in many ways. And I think pretty much everybody on this call can probably attest to the fact that if you somewhere along the line had not have said yes to Plexus, we wouldn't even exist and we wouldn't even be here. So Diamond Senior Ruby headed for Emerald a second time, I'm sure. Just super excited to have you on our call tonight to share whatever's on your heart, but specifically we talked about a little bit of leadership tips and duplication, and I cannot wait to hear even more of your story and even more of your tips as well that you would have to share with us. So thank you again, Susanne, for taking time out of your evening.
Absolutely. Thanks, Elizabeth, so much for asking me to do this. Fun to be with your team. And I don't always get to see, all faces on. I love doing Zoom calls because you get to see people that you don't get to see all the time on some of my different legs. So thanks for having me. But really quick, I'll just briefly share my story and how I got started in Plexus in case some of you don't know. Some of you might know, some of you might not. But really quick, I first heard about Plexus in August of 2012. And Jen Hawkins, who is one of my very best friends from college and also in our upline, she had been posting about it on Facebook and made a couple posts, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? What has she got into? And I texted her about it. One thing led to another. I wasn't quite sure. I was skeptical myself, but I knew that she had said on there that she had more energy. She had lost, at the time, it was 15 pounds or so from her baby weight. And, I was looking for something like that as well. And so, every girl wants to lose 10 pounds, right? Everybody wants more energy if you're a mom, So I tried the products for a month, loved them, and had results with them as well. But unfortunately, honestly, just to be perfectly honest, we couldn't afford to keep paying for it and keep buying it each month. And I for sure wasn't going to join the business. I'd been in an MLM before, been there, done that, and realized that it was not for me and I couldn't do this again. So I didn't even entertain that at all. So just stopped taking the products, kind of went on through my life. And January of that year, 2013, Jen actually quit her corporate America job. And I was like, what? You quit your job and you're going to do Plexus full time? And I started kind of thinking about it and thinking, okay, maybe this is legit, sort of, but wasn't sure. I still was very skeptical and was like, I can't do whatever she's doing, but that's great for her. Well, then our other best friend from college, Celeste Gwynn, who is in our upline as well, and now my sponsor, she had been losing a bunch of weight. She had lost 20, 25 pounds at the time. And she all of a sudden makes this Facebook post in March of 2013 about Plexus, and she had joined, and I was like, she's joining too? What are they doing? And I was a little envious. I actually was, because I was like, they can't do this without me. And at the time, my family situation was, we were just very strapped financially. We needed money. I was a former school teacher, but I was staying home with my kids for, I think I said it had been 8 years at the time, and we just kind of made it work. And my husband was in the ministry, and I was actually working an hourly job at the time as a part-time preschool teacher, and just doing what I could because my youngest was 2, and I just put her in there when I could and worked a few days a week. But it was hourly money, and it was not cutting it at all. We were still very strapped. So begged my husband. I was like, okay, I really don't know if I'm going to make any money at this, but I know I like the products and I want to keep taking them. And Jen was like, just sign up and you can, you'll get your products paid. We can try to get your products paid for. And anyway, so she put me, we all 3 of us talked. Celeste didn't have an ambassador at the time. So she was like, well, it'll benefit all of us if you sign up under her. So signed up under her as her first ambassador. And I didn't really post about it. I didn't share at all about it for that first month. I signed up March 16th, 2013. My husband was like, you know what, I'm going to try these products too, make sure they work. We're in ministry. We have we really want to make sure we're careful with that just because people are going to believe us. And we have, just the position in our church even and all that. And so I was like, okay, fine. So April 16th, a month to the T, actually my youngest daughter's birthday, she turned 3 that day. I made a Facebook post about it because I had lost about 7 pounds, had more energy. I had been struggling with anxiety and was feeling that was helping that as well. And made a Facebook post about it, and just kind of blew up from there. Just really, people were very interested. I live in Little Rock, Arkansas. If you don't know, nobody really heard about it, but people were looking for something like these products, and some even with the business opportunity. So continued sharing and worked it over the summer. Got a job actually to be a full-time teacher because actually 2 weeks after I started sharing, and realized that I needed to, because I was like, I need this full-time job. We need cash now. And I had no clue what Plexus was going to do. And I was like, I'll just do this on the side, just get a little bit extra spending money, And so by August, when I started teaching school, so this was from April to August of kind of working my business. I was senior Ruby by then. But I knew I still was like, I still got to work, and, I need to take this job. Still wasn't, I was like, okay, it's going really well, but you never know. So then October hit Emerald. And then by December, my husband and I were like, oh my gosh, this is going, going really well. Don't know if we need you to work anymore. So I was able to end up quitting my job at semester. So just taught school for 4 months and was in with Plexus for 8 months, and quit my job, went diamond in February, and started doing Plexus full time that since then. So I guess it's been, how long has that been? That would have been, I've been in the business for 3.5 years. So about 3 years. And so, started doing that, brought my husband home a year later after that from his job. He's entrepreneurial and, just, we're building a mini storage right now. He loves to build homes and all that. And so kind of getting to do what he wants to do. He was great as a worship leader, but it was time to kind of move on and do something different. So, so that's my story. It's been awesome and a blessing, and love the journey. Love doing what I'm doing and helping other people. So, okay. So topics tonight were leadership and duplication. Those are kind of 2 topics that I love to talk about. They're two totally different topics, but I also feel like they kind of go hand in hand because of how I'm going to try to tie it in. I feel like they do kind of go together. And I believe when you have good leadership, hopefully your team it will help your team be able to duplicate and add people to your team and keep growing. So, okay. So for leadership, I kind of looked up a definition, like, okay, what is Webster's definition of what a leader is? And it said someone who leads or follows commands an organization. It's like the one in charge, the person who convinces other people to follow them. So John Maxwell, if you know him, he's an incredible writer, and we read a lot of his books. If you haven't checked him out, you need to check him out. Has amazing personal growth books that really can help you with yourself and in your business. He says a leader is someone who has influence. He has a book actually called 5 Levels of Influence as well. So for me, I feel like if you can learn, and John Maxwell kind of says this in a certain different format, different wording probably, but if you can learn how to be influential, people will follow you, and you'll learn how to lead. So it's really, a lot of it for me is just about learning how to be influential. Think about all the different jewels that you might know. Most of those jewels are jewels because they're influencers. They influence people in a good way because remember, when you're a Plexus ambassador, they are joining you because of who you are before they're probably joining. The product, they're going to sign up under you because of who you are. And so you want to be that positive influence. And all these people that are jewels, they are influencers. If you're not a jewel yet, it doesn't mean you're not an influencer. You just haven't gotten there yet. You can easily get there, and you will. Remember, if you have one person on your team, you are an influencer. You are a leader. Okay. So always think of yourself as that. If you are sitting there and you're like, I'm not even silver yet, or I hate it when people say I'm only silver or I'm only senior gold. Okay. I try to get people to not think that way, because you have one person on your team. That's amazing. And then you are a leader right there, and you have a team to lead. And it's an excellent achievement if you have one person on your team. So since you have one person on your team, if you do, you'd have to act like a leader. So what does that mean? And how can we get people to follow you and to join you so that you can be that leader? So first, you're going to have high integrity. You need to have a high moral compass. Doing the right thing. And your audience, especially when you're posting on Facebook, they're going to see that by the things that you're posting and the things that you're talking about, and even just people that know you. What kinds of things are you posting? Are you posting your dirty laundry on Facebook, or negativity, or venting about something? Or bashing something or someone, whatever it is? Or are you putting positive messages on there? Naturally, just life, you're going to be drawn to the people that are positive, and the people that, because everybody wants to be around a positive person, right? So you're going to be drawn to those people, and that's what you want to reflect with yourself, whether it's on social media, or even just going about your day, meeting and talking with people. Okay, is your team, another thing to look at is about being a leader is your team positive? Look at your team page. Is there negativity on there? If there is, you need to get that off. Okay. You do not want negativity on there, because if you're negative, or if there's other people that are negative, it's so easy to get caught up in that and to start that negativity. And that's not being a good example and a good leader. Another way to show leadership is to have an unwavering belief and commitment. And what I mean by that is your team will know if your belief is shaky. Okay. If your belief is kind of shaky in the company, in the products, comp plan, whatever it is, if you're kind of wavering a little bit, people are smart. They can start to sense that. So, and you know what, I'm just going to be real. Like, there's some people there's leaders that go through times of starting to doubt a little bit, or starting, to just not be sure. What you need to do as a leader is you need to fill your mind and yourself with testimonies, because there's a ton of testimonies out there that prove that these products work. You need to also go maybe watch diamond documentaries of stories and people that have had success. Go fill your mind with coming back to remembering how many lives have been changed, what it has done for so many people, and try to think about the big picture and all of it. Are you committed to your business, and does it show to your team? Okay. Are you, or do you disappear for a week or however long when maybe you lose a customer, maybe you lose an ambassador, maybe people aren't doing what you think they should be doing on your team to work their business? Or are you committed and consistent all the way? So being a good leader is someone who, no matter you have, because here we are, we're network marketing. I've been a teacher before. I've been in other restaurant jobs. I've been in other jobs, and I can't think of one that is so up and down. It can be a roller coaster. It can be great things will happen with your business, and then you'll be discouraged because somebody doesn't message you back and you keep trying to get in touch with them, or somebody says no to you. You know how many no's I've gotten? I've gotten a lot of no's, okay? But I'm still consistent with it and still going forward. And many of you are the same way. Okay, so if you feel like you haven't, maybe you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, I don't really know how to be influential. I don't really know how to be a good leader. You're saying this is what we need to do, but I'm not really sure what to do with that. I want you to know that it can take time. If you feel like you struggle with being an influencer, you can be one. You can be one. And I know when I first started my business, I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, I was kind of, forced to be this leader and to run with it if I wanted this to work. And so I just I had to work on myself. I had to figure it out. I held meetings in my home until it got too big. And then we had to go and have it at different places. I met with different people for coffee, but I took initiative and learned how to lead and how to do that. And in these meetings too, I don't know if some of you are hesitant to do meetings, but they don't have to be perfect. Like my meetings weren't perfect. I screwed up, probably said the wrong thing sometimes. I didn't know, it wasn't like the typical corporate feel of a meeting, but it doesn't matter. I just did it. So you just kind of need to just do it. Just jump into it and just get it done. And you know what? I am still developing 3.5 years in, Diamond Senior Ruby. I'm still developing my leadership skills. And for me, being a good leader also requires belief in myself. I have to have that belief in myself that I can lead and that I can lead well. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. What is it? November right now? This past January was probably the first time for me, even though I was Diamond already, that I really felt like, okay, I have belief in myself that I can lead well. I just kind of struggled with that. I kind of doubted myself. I got insecure about it. That do I know what I'm talking about? I have all these people on my team. Can I do it? And so I really feel like after I kind of got that mindset and figured that out, that I started kind of growing a lot more personally and just kind of handling decisions better with my team, with team members, with just whatever I was doing. And so that belief is really, and that mindset is really important. And to build that, you got to work on personal growth. You got to work on finding, like I said, these John Maxwell books or just any other great books out there that are going to kind of help you with that. Jessica Heffley, she's on my team. She always says, I think most of her team, she tells them to go to counseling. Like she's like, go to counseling, like get in some counseling. And I'm sure not everybody has to or does, but just because sometimes there's issues in your life that you just need to figure out and that's holding people back. That's holding you back of leading a team and feeling like you can do it. People, we got issues. Everybody, we all got issues, and so I have issues, so that's always something that can be really good if you can do something like that. One more thing, and then I'll move on to duplication, but make sure I'm not leaving something out. I jotted some notes down. A good leader is someone who also doesn't major on the minors. For example, orders didn't ship in time, or a few credit cards didn't process. If you get so worked up about that, that's going to hold you back. And that's going to be hard to be a good leader for your own team. And maybe someone doesn't respond to you or whatever, or says no, like I talked about earlier. Those are minor things. Okay. So someone said no to you. Who cares? Move on, move on, find someone else, no big deal. But you've got to keep that big picture. Got to keep that big picture in mind of what Plexus has done for so many people, where we're headed with this company, our growth, our incredible sales each month, all the things that Plexus has in store for us. So just really as a leader, keeping that big picture and not getting caught up on those minor frustrations that you might have. And then also you're willing to say the hard things and maybe take risks. That's a good sign of a good leader. There's times where, and we learned this in Jewel leadership training, when y'all become Jewels, you'll get to go through this amazing training. We talked about how there's times where maybe if the team member is struggling, they're not really sure why, they're not growing or whatever it might be, you might have to say to them, hey, would you be willing to kind of let me tell you what I think might be holding you back. And that's hard because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to say that. Hopefully they'll say yes and you can tell them, but you're willing to kind of do that and take those risks. And sometimes that's super hard in your business, but that's a really good sign of a good leader. Okay, so those are just some things about leadership. So duplication. So if you can learn some of these things that I just talked about with being a good leader, duplication should hopefully take place. Okay. First of all, why is duplication important? I'm just going to tell you right now, if you cannot get your team to duplicate, you will not be able to be successful. I know that's a strong statement, but I'm just telling you, you can add all of these team members and these level ones yourself, and you can probably get to gold, maybe senior gold. I don't know if you could, it'd be a little tough to go past that. Maybe you could. But you're not going to be able to get beyond that if your people are not adding people and duplicating themselves. So if you know that and you have a desire to get to the jewel level, you're going to have to focus on that, and you're going to have to work on that with your team, and you're going to have to find these business builders. Wholesale ambassadors are fine, but if you have an entire team of wholesale ambassadors, it's not going to work because they're not going to be duplicating. They're not going to be adding. And we should all be always trying to add level ones. Like I'm always trying to go silver each month and add level ones myself. You should always be looking for new blood and new people, but you have to have help from your team. But I want you guys to know that you don't get in your head that you have to have 200 active level ones. You don't have to, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to add all these people and everything. And I'm going to have to do that. Or even 100 active level ones. I personally I always like to tell people this because I think it helps put them in perspective and to show you how crucial duplication is and how it really, really works. I have about 36 active level ones between my diamond leg and my senior ruby leg. So that's 2 big legs, and there's just 36 of them that are like bringing me in 5 points or more. But between those 2 positions, I've got 23 diamonds on my levels 1 through 6. So those are big teams, obviously. And so even though I only have about 36 active level ones, all of those, clearly those people have been duplicating with that many diamonds and how it's grown. And so that's what's working for me. That's what has worked for me. Okay, so how do I do that? How do you duplicate? First, you've got to understand what the power of 3 means, and you need to make sure your team members understand that. Some of you may know what that is. Some of you may not. Power of 3 is when, what is our first rank up? It's silver. You want to add 3 people to your team to go silver. And your goal in the power of 3 is to get each of those 3 people to each add 3 people, and then get those 3 people to each add 3 people, and so on. That's the power of 3. That's duplication, and that's kind of how the business works. So really make sure in the beginning that your business builders understand that and they get that. If they want to grow, that's what they're going to have to do. Okay, so what I do in that, just to tell you guys how how I get people to duplicate is, I'll just kind of jotted down a few things. I always keep in my mind to keep it simple. I just continually, when you have something in your head that always comes back to you, like, okay, what is some good advice that I need to always remember? And in the back of my head, it's always keep it simple for people. Don't overwhelm them. Don't give them too much. Okay. If this business seems overwhelming and just, especially in the beginning, and really difficult to people, then you could lose people. If I had someone bring me all this information and you're going to have to do this and this and this, and you're going to need, you're going to need to work 18 hours a day if you want to get to, I would be like, whoa, okay, I don't have time for that. That's too much. So now it doesn't mean you don't show them that it takes commitment and it takes hard work, because it does, but you don't have to give them everything on day one. because think about it. Like, I don't know how long some of you been in the business. I've been in 3.5 years. Some of you been in a year, some 2 years, some 6 months, whatever you've been in it. They don't need to learn everything. You don't need to tell them everything you possibly know from day one. That's just too much. They'll learn it. They'll figure it out. Remember how we have the term? It's called earn as you learn. So you're learning, but you're going to be earning while you're learning. So you want to, that's why we always tell people, share from the very beginning, because, you know, you can start earning right away. Why not? People want and need these products and this opportunity. So keep it simple. You know, I usually just try to give them the facts at the beginning. So if I'm getting a new ambassador, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about their why, and I'm going to have them write down their why. Why did they join this business? Why are they doing it? If you can I firmly believe if you can get to the emotional aspect of people, like, for example, you know, for me, when I first joined, I needed anything. I needed any cash, but I needed, I remember thinking, okay, I've got it. If I could just get $500 a month, it would pay our Yukon payment, you know, or whatever. I think it was a little less than that our payment was, but that would be so helpful. Or, you know, maybe it'll pay for, I don't know, something for your kids, you know, their activities or whatever. And so I really try to nail that down with the people in the beginning. Why are they doing this? So that when they have low times, you can remind them, oh, remember you told me that you really need that $1,000 a month. So let's keep pushing for it. Come on, let's get you there. Let's get you to go to part-time work hours, or to quit your job, or whatever they're wanting to do. So I always try to kind of focus on that at the beginning. Then I tell them to make their 100 contact list, write down at least 100 people that you know. Think about anybody and everybody. Reach out to them. You know, think about people who are social. Think about people who are into health and fitness. Think about people who would need this business opportunity, and so on. Then I have them watch one product video and one business video. Just one. That's all you do. Just pick a product. Or, you know, and the company one is good, but I have some that are like individual products, like, you know, you can watch a video about X Slim, you can watch a video about the BioCleanse, a video, you know. So, okay, and then a business video from somebody on YouTube, you know, either mine or just Sarah Marble, or, you know, whoever, any of those people out there. Then we work on their first Facebook post. And so have them, okay, let's work on your Facebook post. We got to share on social media. You know, whether it's their starter kit they got in, or I just joined this awesome company, and have a picture of their Slim or whatever. Then I tell them, okay, so this month we want to get you to 500 PV, because we want you earning the max amount of commission you can possibly make, which is 25% commission once you hit that. Well, I guess the first month would be 600 PV, but because after the welcome pack, but you know what I mean? So trying to get them that 25% commission, because I want them to start earning money ASAP. Because whether you're in it for the products or you're in it for the business, I'm just telling you, when people start seeing a paycheck, that's when they're more motivated. Okay. That's just you're lying to me if you're not. you're just motivated by that. So I'm trying to get a paycheck, something in their hand that very first month if I can. So get them to 500 BV. And then my goal is always to get them to silver in 30 to 60 days. So want to get them to add, you know, 3 people to their team, hopefully business builders. If it's a wholesale ambassador, it's okay, but trying to find some business builders too. So those are really the main things: your why, your contact list, watch a product and business video, do their first Facebook post, get to 500 BV, and get them to silver. And then slowly we talk about the rest. You know, we will go and we'll talk about, let's look at our back office, you know, but I'm pretty much in contact with that brand new ambassador a lot those first 60 days, because my goal is to get them going fast if I can. And it doesn't always work that way, for sure. I definitely have people that are slower and it just doesn't work out, but I do my best to get them to, because they're the most excited at the very beginning when they sign up. They're ready to go. They want to do this, you know, and if there's a big lull and you wait, I really believe network marketing, when you sign someone up, is kind of an urgent thing, because I just feel like it's like a timely type thing, to where the faster you can get them going, the better, in my opinion. So And I know life happens. I try to contact them within the first 48 hours so I can, which is some type of call, talking to them and sharing with them. So, but you just really want to cast that vision for them. And I always have people that I'm like, I have people that come to me, they're like, she just doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't get it. Why does she not get it? Like I just, some of us just jumped into the business and you're just either a natural born leader or you totally saw the amazing business opportunity or the amazing products that we have to share with people and you just ran with it, and probably most of you that are on this call are that way. You're like, I'm just, I don't know what, I'm working my business. I'm ready to do it. But, I think if you can kind of really cast that vision and explain to them, with their why and maybe even let them really just talk through the comp plan with them. We have the best hands down compensation plan I've ever seen. I've looked at other companies. It's just the best. I mean, it's unbelievable, unbelievably gracious. And so it's so good. So let them get that. You don't have to explain the entire comp plan, but just be like, we get paid 11 ways. And did you know that like if you sign up a preferred customer, you're going to get a preferred bonus? I just had a call last night with a new girl and I was like, every time you sell a triplex and it's a preferred customer, you get $20 added onto your check. If you have 5 customers, that's $100, and so she's like, oh, wow. And that too, plus your commission, plus your business building. So it's just kind of a cool thing just to kind of share with them those first few ways as they're kind of building their customer base or their team, just to tell them how that works. But let them know they're in the right company at the right time. And like I said, just help them to get it and to understand that this is a great opportunity. You don't let it pass up. So I think that's all I have right now. But those are my tips on leadership and duplication. So hope it helped.
Yes. No. Whoa, that was crazy.
Oh.
Did y'all hear a lot of feedback?
For a second, but now I think it's fine.
Okay. So yes, very, very, very good tips. I love some of the different things that you said. I love that you mentioned duplicating themselves to help your team and get your team to be duplicating themselves. And I feel like it's a very important thing to remember and help them to remember, not duplicating us necessarily, but duplicate yourself.
Yeah.
You are you and your team joined you, not your upline. And so I think if you just trickle that down, it's got to be that way, duplicated all the way down. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, Susanne, just for a few minutes, we'll open it up to see if anybody has any specific questions.
I do.
Yeah. Hi, Shireen.
Hey. Okay, so I just got to go this month, so I'm like super excited. Finally happened after like a long time.
Really?
I worked really hard. Yes, it was, because I don't have no one on my team working. Like I have probably 34 ambassadors on my team, but I have a lot of flight lines, and I was like, it's happening this month. I'm not waiting for anyone, and I just like went crazy.
It's a good month to do it.
Yes, and my problem is with my team, I have no one sharing, no one doing anything. Oh, like I have a few who came to me and wanted to join because they desperately need the business. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yes, finally, and then boom, like 2 of them after a month, they deleted their order because they didn't have the money. And I'm like, just like you said, I try in the beginning, talk about, the importance of getting to silver. I do everything. I'm like talking to them every day. I talk about the products. I show them I try to sign every person like with me there, so I can show them the back, office. Like I want to set them up for success from the beginning, and they get excited and they want, to do the business, and then like they just disappear. They go into the, eyewitness protection program. I can't even get them to answer a text, just a text to check how they're doing on their product, because I'm like, follow up very closely in the beginning, you know, just to make sure everything is right, or if we need to change doses or anything. I don't even like get them to answer my phones or, you know, like text. Like people now have, I feel like really people have anxiety of talking on the phone recently, like because people text so much, they don't know how to talk to people anymore. So they just stopped answering their phones.
Yeah.
And I leave voicemail but I mean, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do, how to just get them back in that mood, or even sharing. Like, you know, I talk so much about sharing, and I talk to them about first post. And one of my new ambassador who really wanted to do the business, she sent me text about, you know, how she's feeling. She quit Coke in the first week. She didn't eat no fries in the first week. And I'm like, yes, that's really good. I want you to share this on Facebook. She's like, yeah, when I get home, because now I'm at work and I can't do this. And nothing. I mean, this has been like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I'm like so desperate. I don't know what to do, because like you said, you can't grow. I'm like adding people, but I'm not going to get nowhere if none of them is just not going to do anything. And those are the ones who came and wanted the business, and they're just you know, just not answering. So I'm like,
did you happen to talk to them about, okay, so why are you signing up? Do you need the money? Do you need, you know, did you talk about a little bit about their why with them?
Yeah. Because I'm with them in person, and then like in convention, they said, don't talk numbers. They know, you know, see what's behind it. Like, don't say I want $1,000. Say I want to pay my mortgage. Like, you know, and I talked to them about that, and how it's, you know, very important to have an emotional cause behind your why, because that's what's gonna make you go for it. And they like, seems they're getting it and everything, and I get excited, and then it's nothing. I'm like, okay, like I don't know what to do. Like, you know,
you're gonna have those people. We all do. I mean, you're gonna have those witness protection programs.
that's the whole team for something. I'm like,
The whole team.
they say like when you get 20 active, like you probably get 1 or 2 who's like runners. No, I have still like no runners. I'm like,
yeah. And I hate to tell you this, but that's when you just kind of have to just keep, I mean, you just have to keep looking for new people. I mean, it'll happen. It'll come. I mean, I can think of 3 people right now that's happened to them where they're just like, I've added so many people and I cannot believe I don't even have one person who's like, you know, running with it and who's want to do it. And I mean, I get it. Like that could be so frustrating, but I just kept telling, but then they've also finally, they've just gotten those 2 or 3 people that finally get it. Like they just are ready. They want to do it, you know? So is it Shireen? Is that
yeah.
I mean, it does. I don't feel like it, don't beat yourself up over it too much. I don't feel like it means you're doing anything wrong. You know, if you feel like you're, you know, really helping them with their why and casting that vision, giving them to understand, you know, for what people are just flaky, you know, people are just sometimes, you know, and they
want it, but they don't want to do anything.
I know.
I mean,
and
like,
I think sometimes too with a home-based business, because it's so like, you know, with a regular job, it's like you have to go there and you have to, you know, it's easier to kind of hide behind whatever, you know, when you're doing a home-based business, an online business, because it's like, I don't have to do it. You know, you have to, you know, if you want to make money, you are going to have to do it. But there it's like, if you go somewhere, it's like you have to show up or you're going to lose your job. You know, here it's like, you don't lose your job. You just are not doing it, you know? So, so just keep pushing. You're doing good. I mean, gold is a big deal. And I know, you know, you feel like you didn't have any runners right now, but just keep looking for those new people, and don't waste your time too much on the ones that aren't. I mean, you can keep following up with them and trying to, you know, get them, but you're going to drive yourself crazy if you're constantly like, you know, come on, why aren't you doing this? You know, it's just going to, I would say just to keep.
I mean, I don't say that, but like on the inside, I am.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, please, why are you doing? Like, you know,
Yeah.
you said you wanted. I mean, one of them, her husband is almost handicapped from pain. And she came to me, she's like, I'm a hard worker. You'll see, you know, I have to do something. I'm like, thank you, God, finally, she's here. And,
Yeah. And then,
she deleted her order. I even paid her membership because she didn't have the money.
yeah.
And then 1 month, she deleted her membership.
But y'all talked regularly, like in that month?
Yeah. And I helped her, like in October, she was gonna sign 2 customers, and I like convinced her to have them wholesale so she can get paid on them. So that helped me. But she had a white line, and I needed her white line. So like I told her to order stuff for me because my order is conditional. So like I see my white lines who are close to 100, and I tell her, well, I need a bottle of block or whatever, can you order it for me? And then like I make sure like their order is going through. So that helped me, you know, get to gold. But and she got excited. She's like, thank you so much. And I said, yeah, you're welcome, because if you didn't have a backup order, you wouldn't get paid on those 2 people that you added, and I wanted to make some money, so I need some products so you can order for me. And she was very excited. So I'm hopefully, you know, like with this move I did, like I got her back, got her attention back, maybe.
Good. Yeah.
So
keep looking. That's all I can say, is just keep trying to add people and look for those, and it'll come. I know it's frustrating.
If you don't mind me jumping in there, and I'm not sure your exact upline is, Shireen, but I found when I was at the gold, working on senior gold, or right after I had hit senior gold, I still didn't have hardly anybody working the business. And to me, I just was I felt like I was hitting a brick wall, almost like you're kind of expressing right now. But I felt led to do, and it could be anything for you, but for me and for where I went with my team was I felt led to do the Circle Maker book with my team. So I opened that up to everybody. I had created a team page to try to build some sort of team culture. And I decided to do a book that was not necessarily only network marketing, and it wasn't necessarily only religiously affiliate, you know, just it was a really good book if you've never read the book.
What's it called?
It's good.
Yes, it's called The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. But in essence, working to build relationships with those people, because I feel like if there's people that say that they want it and they're not putting any action behind it, and you're doing all you can, you do have to continue to keep getting those people, but maybe trying to just dig a little deeper, or and just that relationship building that you're doing, find out what those fears are, because it sounds like there's fears. It sounds like there's obstacles and walls up that maybe need to be, and to me, that's what helped us so much with that book, and myself personally, was breaking down them walls. So I don't know if that helps, but maybe it's a team dinner, maybe it's a Christmas party. If you have
Sunday I'm making a dinner in my house for like the people, everyone, like my level 1 and the ones who joined. Not all of them is coming, but Catherine, my upline, is coming, and the people who are coming, I said, if you have potentials, bring them on, you know, because I want them to meet each other, and maybe if they see me and like you know, we talk and stuff, maybe like things will change, you know. But so we'll see. I have I added 9 new people this month. So.
Good advice. That's true. Building those relationships. I mean, it's relationship marketing. You're right. I mean, just connecting.
And I would love like for all the level 1s to kind of like know each other.
Well, you know what you can do.
You know.
What you're doing Sunday would be good. I put about 6 girls that were all silver, or they were almost, a couple of them were almost silver. They were all my level 1s. Well, a couple of them were like my level 3, or one of them was level 3, one was level 2. And but I knew they wanted to do it, or there was a couple that I just wanted them to do it. So I put them in this chat group, like on Facebook Messenger. And I just said, okay, I named the group. I was like, named it Going for Gold Encouragement Group. And I put them all in it. I said, hey, and I made them feel, which it was true, but I made them feel real good about themselves. I just was like, you guys are my runners. You're all my rock stars. I know you want this business. And so I wanted to connect some of you guys that are all kind of in the same boat, the same rank, whatever. And I just wanted, this is just a support group for you guys to kind of bounce ideas off of each other, encourage each other, support each other. And they've all just kind of gotten to know each other. They introduced each other from the beginning. They got to know each other. And they are now on their own without me. Like, they'll talk all the time. And I'm on the thread, but I can't always jump in there. But they've also all started their own they're doing a 30-day like nutritional challenge, and they're getting adding all these customers. And I mean, it has helped a couple of my people that were kind of either alone or just not into it as much as I wanted them to be into it now, because it was just contagious, that support and that just consistent camaraderie, relationship building. So
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Suzanne. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of wrapping up, but did anybody else have another question? If we can take one last question, because I know your time is valuable, Suzanne. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else have a quick question for Suzanne?
I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for
you
getting
much.
on and for listening.
That's really
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
really
I'm currently trying to go gold, and I'm trying to help some business builders who need the business. So I just pray for our team. So,
Well, you can do it. Gold is a big, huge accomplishment. It's hard. It's hard to get there, but you can do it, because you're going from 3 ambassadors to 20, but so it's a huge accomplishment when you get there. So, and it really, you have an established team, and they're really hopefully starting to run with it, and to go with it.
I'm halfway there. So
That's awesome.
and thanks, Liz. Thanks for this tonight, and I'll say good night.
Aw, thank you, Miss Amy.
Stop the miss. Okay, stop. Cuz love you.
Because I love you. Well, thank you. Thank y'all all so much for getting on the call tonight. And thank you for taking time out of your evenings. I want to pray for everybody really quick, if y'all don't mind, unless you would like to, Suzanne.
Go for it.
Okay. I promise that I would do this, and so I'm just praying for everybody and for your businesses and for your families and your struggles. But God, we just thank you. We thank you for this time together tonight, Lord. We thank you for Suzanne, the amazing woman and leader that she is for us, God. We thank you for her taking that initial step, because pretty much every single person that's on this call, most that will listen to this call, may not have ever even heard of this opportunity and been blessed by these products, been blessed by this business, if it wasn't for her at some point along the way. And we just thank her for that. We thank you for the ministry that she's doing on her team, on our team, in her life, in her family's life. God, we thank you for each and every ambassador, each and every person, each and every jewel in your eyes, God, that took time out of their evenings, took time maybe away from their family, other things, other prior engagements, but to take time to invest in themselves, to grow and to become better leaders and ultimately disciples for you. We pray that you would help us to be good stewards of these businesses and this opportunity that you've given us. Pray for each and every one, God, that you would help them to prosper in their knowledge, prosper in their personal development, in their growth, and in their leadership, and in building their business of health and of wellness, so we can often be better disciples for you. We thank you, we praise you, we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yes.
Well, thank y'all so very, very, very much for taking time out. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thanks, guys. Good to